Hello, everyone, and welcome back to your social media compass. My name is Jacqueline Baker, and I'm very excited to be joined by my new friend, Franco Galvan. How are you today?
Oh, thank you, Jacqueline. I'm doing well, and I appreciate invite.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited to have a conversation. So tell everyone who's watching, who are you, what do you do, all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, simply put, I would say, well, I'm a filmmaker. I live in Hollywood. I'm adjusting to the whole new business model of filmmaking. So I'm involved with integrated filmmaking and classical filmmaking. Classical filmmaking needs no explanation, but integrated filmmaking is combining AI and hybrid filmmaking. And I'm also involved with animation and live production. And so, yeah, multimedia person.
Yeah, so you're a busy bee.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah. And I think that's the way to do it here in Hollywood these days because it is such a evolving machine, from one week to the next with technology, and the landscape of the business and the business models are changing so
Yeah.
rapidly.
How did you get into this in the first place? Did you go to school for it?
Yeah, I went to school. I went to Full Sail in Orlando, Florida, and I studied film and multimedia in general. And I specialized in cross marketing because that's always like in the environment of multimedia school, especially Full Sail.
Yeah.
But before that, I was working in television. When I was 18, I started at PBS back where I grew up in Houston. So at that point, when I was 18, 19 years old, I was already producing stories and found my way into like live camera for live television. And I would go out on multiple shoots throughout the weeks and, and learn what production was from behind the scenes. But also like I dabbled in act. There's been a few things I've done. I've worked in theater as well.
You're in LA now, right?
I'm in Hollywood. Yeah.
Yeah, did you grow up there?
I didn't know. I grew up in Houston. I grew up in Texas. So yeah, I grew up in, and I love my neighborhood where I grew up in a very diverse neighborhood in Houston. So I was raised by, by the streets of Houston, meaning like all the diversity there, and like taking that to a place like LA was very familiar. So yeah, I grew up in Houston. I went to college in Florida. I lived in New York City for a little while. And then eventually ended up in Los Angeles because my friends were here doing well, and everybody really wanted me to be here. So it was the most welcoming feeling I've ever had.
No, I'm really glad everything worked out. Are a lot of your friends in the space as well?
They are, I would say, in the space of multimedia because I have friends in the music business and I have friends in film and live production, theater, advertising. So I would say I would encompass all those spaces and say that I have friends in different places. And I think it's really important when you come to LA to have friends already. I think I can't even imagine what it's like not knowing anybody and coming to Los Angeles. So yeah, it was really important for me to meet a lot of people in film school and then see what they were doing and keep up with them and then eventually end up in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I can't even imagine moving to a new state or a new country and not knowing anyone. I would lose it.
Yeah, I can't even imagine what that's like, but a lot of people go through that in LA, and a lot of people are turned off by Los Angeles because of that, I feel. And also, I feel like when I tell people about LA, it has such a negative connotation many times. So I tell everybody before you really experience Hollywood or Los Angeles, well, you should probably go down to the shore, go down to the beach, go down to like the nature of Southern California, and then really get grounded there and then experience the city. Because I really feel LA is, it's driven by the nature, and that's overlooked a lot of times.
Yeah.
I really think that.
Yeah, no, I went to LA when I was like 16 or something, maybe 17 for a week or so. So I
Yeah.
can't, say much about my experience because it was so long
Right.
ago. I wasn't there for that, I wasn't there for a long
Did
time.
you
But it
like
was
it?
really fun though.
Yeah. Yeah. And like, I think people get turned off with Los Angeles because it is so career driven and industry driven that they forget the other aspects of it. And you really have to get in touch with the other aspects, like the nature of it, like the people that grew up here, like just the overall the I don't know, the how comfortable Los Angeles makes you feel, or how comfortable Southern California makes you feel, because of all these other beautiful aspects. And then the industry is just part of that. So it's good to get your head out of like having everything to be so career driven. But it's already like,
Yeah, and having, solid friends in your corner must really help as well. Because if they're doing, awesome things with their life and they invite you to attend or even just give you advice, it could help move you forward in so many ways.
So much, so much. I mean, my friend Brent Arrowwood, who's a brilliant musician and sound engineer, and he's won a couple Grammys, and he's just a great person. I know him from film school and from multimedia school. So like, he came out here before I did, and he was doing well already. He was working with like big directors like Michael Mann and Danny Boyle on these big films. And I felt really good because at one point or the other, like early on in my career, when I was starting to come out to LA just to visit, he wanted me to give him like portions of my short films that I was working on, so he could score them. And at the same time, he was working with these big directors like Michael Mann. So it felt really good just to be in the same company of what Brent was doing. And that gave me a lot of confidence and just encouragement. And I just thought that was so cool. Like, he was working on like a Cillian Murphy movie called Sunshine back in the day, and he was making music for it. And like at the same time, he was making music for my short film. And I just like stuff like that is invaluable, and can really boost your confidence and just let you know that you're on the same level. You're just not as famous, or you're not as
Yeah, and they can even help you with like tiny little things. Like when I was first getting started, I had no idea how to send an invoice. I didn't know how to use QuickBooks, so I had to ask a few friends, like, "Hey, could you show me how to use QuickBooks?"
Yeah.
This was before, YouTube and ChatGPT had so many different tutorials out there.
Yeah.
So I had to, learn that way. Otherwise, it would have been really difficult. I would have had to call support, and it just would have been a whole thing. So I'd rather have, a friend show me who's done it.
No, I use QuickBooks too, and like sometimes stuff like that can be extra complicated, and you have to call the people and like.
It is complicated.
Yeah, it's frustrating sometimes. But yes, no, I know exactly what you mean. And just knowing those ins and outs and those details, and having the support system to just guide you along the way on certain steps is so invaluable.
I know, even with my website, one of my parents' friends made my first website, I don't know, like 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he made it in like 3 hours. Like, he came over and made it. And it was just, I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah, I mean,
really
that's cool. Well, I mean, like, not only does it like help on a technical level, it speaks volumes to like people believing in you and seeing what you're going to do next and seeing your vision. So it's like just that confidence. It's just like, okay, cool. Like, let me run with it. It feels good. So,
I've updated the website since then, because again, this was like 12 years ago.
Right.
Having that as like a base point really helps.
Right. Absolutely. And just people like, seeing something in you early on and keeps you going, and yeah, I think I was like, I was getting into more like, when I got here, I really didn't, I was in live production, and a friend of mine got me into animation. So that's part of like my new, like something new that I'm breaking into more and more. And this past year, I've produced an animation, and it's just like trying different things out, and like having the support to do that and having the confidence to do that, I feel comes from your circle of friends and comes from people that they kind of believe in you overall, so that's kind of my point.
Yeah, even just having someone to vent to, even if it's like for 5 minutes, it makes a big difference.
Yeah. And someone just to listen to what you're saying, and even if they don't say a whole lot back, but the fact that they're paying attention, and the fact that that they're considerate enough to do that.
I know, even if they just say, "You know what, I hear ya," like, it helps.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, it gets us through the hardest times. I think that's the ultimate value of human connection. We have all these friends, and we have associates and stuff, but the ones that sit with you and can just like have time, just sit still for a minute and, help you gather yourself. Those are the most important ones, those are the real ones. So yeah, that's real important.
And with social media, it's a lot easier to connect with those who may not live in the same area as you.
hmm hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, social media, I think if used correctly, it's a great tool, just like technology in general. You have to moderate um, your exposure to technology and to mass marketing all the time, I feel. Um, and you have to remember to like balance it all out and use it appropriately to advance yourself as a person and as a career person, and also to remember to live on the other end too, like to break away and also just get out there and forget the phone sometimes and forget technology sometimes so you can enjoy it more.
It's super important to take, breaks throughout the day, whether it be, at mealtime, before bed, in the morning, just so your mind can kind of have some me time.
Yeah, yes, it's a lost art of reflection. And I play basketball. So when I play basketball, of course, I can't be checking my phone all the time.
No,
It feels good to be out there. And I was listening to this study on psychology earlier about people that play basketball and people that love to play basketball. And so there's a lot of hyperactivity that goes on in their minds, a lot of ideas that go on all the time. So basketball helps you channel that and it helps you focus more. Um, so there's a few things that reflect the psychology of basketball within my personality. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just the overall determination factor and the grit that it takes to get out there sometimes and just not when you're not feeling it to go play. And afterwards, I always feel better, and it always feels like a meditation when I go play basketball. So it's a great activity for me.
that's exactly how I feel when I walk. Whenever there's somewhere I need to go, that's, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I always walk just because it's so much easier and it's, it's more enjoyable.
Yes, that's cool. Now I walk a lot too, and I love Hollywood because it reminds Hollywood the neighborhood because it reminds me of New York. And you can walk to the store and you can walk to the
Walkable.
movie.
Yeah.
It's so cool because not a lot of places in LA are based around that, but Hollywood particularly is, and I love that because the Walk of Fame is not too far from. So it encourages tourism and walking. Um, and just in general, I love walking around Hollywood. I mean, and I go to the same coffee shop and I go to like the same place to buy groceries. And so Hollywood for me is a very neighborhood vibe. And I love that. I love that about
Same.
walkability.
Yeah. There's tons of
Yeah.
stuff. I mean, there's no shortage, but I still only go to the same, I don't know, 5 places just because it's
Yeah.
comfortable.
Why
Like
is that
you already
though?
know what to expect.
Yeah. And you do like, okay, because I have a history in this too. Okay. Is it because the people there recognize you? And
It's honestly just because I already know that I like it. So I don't have
okay.
to worry about buying something and I get home.
Okay.
I'm like, you know what? I don't like this.
I like that idea too. Yeah, because I feel like that when I go to Trader Joe's, actually. I grew up my uncle owned a grocery store for years and like decades. And like, so I grew up there and that was always the thing too, like, to keep our customers happy, like get to know them a little bit. You don't have to become best friends with them overnight or anything, but just get to know what's going on in their lives. And the fact that you knew that, or the fact that you knew that, the lady that comes in every day at 3 p.m., like her kid's in baseball and he's doing well, they're going to go to the championship this year. And then you bring that up. The fact that you pay attention to that, like it makes them feel comfortable when they come in and they don't want to go any other place. And it reminds me of that show Cheers from back in the day. It's like where everybody knows your name and just kind of like this familiarity. So that was our whole business model with my uncle's store back then. So I really kind of relate to that these days.
The little things go a long way.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, in film school, they used to say a please and a thank you go a long way on a film set.
Oh, I know. It's interesting. When I was pregnant, I went to this restaurant. The waiter was like, "Oh my gosh, you're pregnant! Like, congratulations! That's so exciting! Like, take a free soda." And I was like, "You
Nice.
earn a customer for life!" Like, it was just so sweet.
Oh yeah, that was the right moment to mention the free soda too. Yeah, absolutely. No, that's just so welcoming. I mean, and that small little detail, like you're gonna be there, you're gonna keep coming back forever. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, it made my whole day. I told like 5 different people. I was like, this place is so nice. You have
Yeah,
to go.
totally. Yeah, no, that's so cool. Yeah, I go to this one place called Cafe Hub on Selma and Cahuenga here in Hollywood, a famous intersection. And there's an Armenian couple that owns the place, and I love them, and they're almost like my second parents these days. And I go and I visit them a lot, and they just make me feel at home. I love going there. So I go there to rejuvenate.
No, that's really sweet. What else do you do when you're not working?
When I'm not working, I go with my friends. We play pool. There's a famous pool hall in West Hollywood called Barney's. So we go there a lot. And Quentin Tarantino wrote Pulp Fiction there, and Jim Morrison used to hang out there. And it's this famous pool hall. And yeah, we go there, we play pool. We screen movies. I have this core group of friends, and we're always like texting each other in our group chat, like what's going on this weekend. And they're all in the business in one way or the other. And then we have another group chat when it comes to like business stuff. And I try to help my friends get auditions, or I try to help my friends get other jobs. So we're all kind of looking out for each other too.
That's good because you could come across a job and be like, you know what, this isn't for me, but I think it would be really great for so and so.
I do that all the time. And I attribute it. I kind of think of like the movie Ferris Bueller, where Ferris Bueller opens up these doors for his friends and the people who go to high school with him. I do that all the time. I love that approach because it always comes back and it helps you too later on. And that's my whole game. Yeah.
It does because I do digital marketing, but I don't do websites. So basically, I do social media, newsletters, blogs, all that kind of thing. But I constantly have emails or people call me and they're like, "Hey, could you make me a website?" And I always say the same thing. I don't, but I have 3 or 4 great people I could give you referrals for. You can phone and see if what makes sense for you.
Yeah, I totally understand that. Like, and I have my hands in different businesses because I represent a live production company called Live Pros, and I'm business development for them. So I bring in projects for them, and then I'm pretty close with an AI filmmaking company out of Chicago and Los Angeles called Evo Time Films, who I think are the cutting edge of AI filmmaking right now. And so I'm doing business with them, and I'm also working, like everywhere in different mediums. And I feel that referring people and just being the conduit and being the person that you go to get great referrals. I love being that person. And I love to see my friends work. And it's been such a hard business era for Hollywood and for Los Angeles and for the film business, particularly over the last 4 or 5 years, because of the strikes, because of the wildfires in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So all that accumulated, it's really hit the business hard, and now it's changing because of technology. So I feel that you have to be at the forefront of all that, and you have to be part of like the new business model. So I try to do that, right now.
Has AI or technology changed how you work at all?
Absolutely. Yeah. In many ways, people talk about AI taking your job. I've seen it like firsthand with other people, and I've seen it where I've been like coordinating projects in Las Vegas as a live production coordinator, and AI coming in and just taking like transcription jobs, like from 1 month to the next.
Oh yeah.
So that was quick, and that was, also with camera work, I've seen people lose like camera positions to AI and new technology. So yeah, I feel that there's a certain amount of adapting that has to be done, and a certain embracing of the culture of consultation, because consulting behind the scenes on a AI project is still very viable, and I feel more positions will open up like that because AI films, now that anybody can create them, they still need a lot of consultation when it comes to looking cinematic. So great cinematographers could pivot into that direction. Great producers could, writers could. So I feel it's going to open up a lot of doors for people for new jobs, but you just have to be ready.
Or even just like fact checking, because I've watched, videos on YouTube or read articles before on topics I'm very well versed in, and I'm like, that's not even close.
Yeah. I mean, in the sense that you're saying, like, Are you saying that AI is taking over fact checking?
I would say so, because you could just easily put in like, hey, please make me an article about um how to plant a garden or something, and give you a bunch of
Yeah.
tactics or a bunch of tips, but half of them might be wrong.
Right, right. Yeah, so there has to be some kind of direction there and coordination there from somebody that does know something that fits like the question that you're asking a little bit more. Um,
Exactly.
yeah, and when it comes to filmmaking, I'm a real big proponent for hybrid filmmaking with AI because with hybrid filmmaking, you can still shoot like a natural classic filmmaking a section, a scene with a couple of actors, and based on that scene, you can use that original, you can use that the original product of that and expand upon it with AI. So I feel that it keeps actors working, going that method, and keeps cinematographers shooting film or shooting video. And it keeps humans involved rather than just the other way would be just like agentic AI taking over and creating stuff that's on the internet. So I feel that having that component in the AI pipeline is important.
Yeah, sometimes I'll even take a photo that I made in Canva and I put it into ChatGPT and I just say something like, make this look better. Or like just
Yeah,
have
yeah.
like a pink tone, like something
Right.
like so minuscule, but it saves me like what 20 minutes of additional editing, so I might as well.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's a really good way to streamline. So yeah, and it's affecting every single medium that I can think of right now. And so yeah, I mean, I met with a bunch of advertising photographers a few months ago, and they're at the top of their game. They've been doing this for decades, and we were
Yeah.
all brainstorming on how to incorporate AI into what they do. And it's like, and I feel that we left that meeting all very confident because anybody can pick up the AI tools, but not everybody has the style and the experience behind creating a beautiful photograph. So yeah, your experience and the way you see the world is really valuable.
You know what I've seen before, like more times than I can even count? I'll be scrolling on Instagram or Facebook and I'll read the caption and it'll say something like, make this caption more unique. And then it'll have the caption underneath. And then the bottom will say, like, would you like to edit it?
Yeah, I mean, and that's the other side of the spectrum too, where there's a lot of AI out there and like just people just using it very quickly and not really having intention behind what they're doing. So there's a lot of that out there, of course, but I think the business is going to level out eventually. Um, and and I feel that's why it's important to get like behind it now. Oh no, and I was going to say, I think that's why Netflix invested $600 million with Ben Affleck's company recently. But go ahead, what were you going to say?
Yeah, no, I was just thinking, I wish I had it when I was in high school, even college. It would have made homework and everything so much easier. I can't even
Oh,
imagine.
yeah. I mean, the only place that I remember even being like I was a good student early on, but eventually I wasn't that great of a student. And then when I got to film school, that's when I became like a better student overall. And I can't even imagine what that would be like, in modern day with AI, because and I talk to my school, I talk to them periodically and I have meetings with them. And I'm a strong alumni representative there. I love Full Sail. And I'm always like, well, you guys should be, working with the students that are filmmakers, but also integrating AI into what they're doing because there is no more film industry. Like there's not enough people working in the film industry for it to be considered an industry anymore. And that's because of merging technology, basically. And like, it is merging with classical filmmaking. So we're like on this blank piece of paper right now where we're creating the new business model of this industry. And that's what I feel film students should be focused.
Any students, honestly. I went to college for digital marketing. It was the first year the program even existed. It was super new. This was like 2016.
Okay.
And I'm sure it's changed so, so much since then.
Right. Yeah. I mean, wow. Yeah. Because 2016 is only 10 years ago, but Even from last year to this year, things have changed so much, and the production costs have reduced using emerging technology, and just what you can do and what looks photorealistic has changed so much. I mean, as you remember, and everybody remembers, like a few years ago, the whole Will Smith eating spaghetti AI video was circulating, and
Uh-huh.
everybody was like, "This is ridiculous." But now it looks, it looks almost, you can't even tell the difference these days. So yeah, there has to be not only direction and in a creative way, but there has to be parameters when it comes to the legal framework of it all. And I work with Evo Time Films, and they are the vanguard of AI, I feel, because they come from filmmaking, so they automatically apply all these protocols that they started with. Like, when they shot a film originally on film or video, it would be like, we have pre-production, we have production, and we have post, and they follow that tradition with AI filmmaking as well. And basically, like, when it comes to the legal stuff and using people's images and stuff, like they approach it the same way they would do film. They talk about, like, well, if we're shooting a traditional music video, we would clear everybody and clear all the rights for that, because that's the proper way to do it. Just the way we make an AI video, we're going to do the same thing. I mean, that's where the ethics comes in, and you need that strong ethical framework and legal framework to go forward with AI in the right way.
Hmm. Yeah, because anyone can wake up one day and take your photo from your Facebook and make a brand new, who knows what, any type of account out there pretend to be you.
Right. And make money doing that and monetize it. So that's what the actors in the strike, that's what they were fighting for a couple of years ago. And I feel that they've got, they've made some headway doing that, and that's good. But also, I mean, just in general, I think that needs to be adopted as a philosophy more and more. Just looking at it as like, well, this is the right way to do it. This is the way we've always done it, whether it's like emerging technology or whether it's classical filmmaking, and being clear and being transparent about what you're doing. Because there will be lawsuits if that's not the case,
It's wild. It's like, who knows what's going to happen in a few years' time.
Yeah. Exactly. And like we're saying, we're talking about it right now. It changes so rapidly from month to month.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, who knows what's going to happen? I mean, and like, I feel that I'm trying my best in my small little way to help guide it in the right direction and keep the integrity of all these artists intact.
Yeah, absolutely.
Including myself.
I didn't even upgrade to the paid version of ChatGPT until maybe like 6 months ago. And I feel like it's changed my life. I'm not even joking. It's
really, yeah. And it explains it well.
It's like, oh, okay. That's much easier than going down a huge rabbit hole trying to figure something out.
Yeah, I understand that. And that helped recently with my portfolio, because I was trying to put together a new portfolio and include the new work that I'm doing, and AI helped me do that. That was the most significant thing that, in a business sense, that it helped me do on a personal level. When it comes to the producing that I've been doing with animation, AI has been a great tool to get a pre-visualization / demo out there to get recognition for investors. And because otherwise, I think it would have taken so much longer to shop around the previs and the idea, and it would have been so much more expensive. And so I feel that the original artwork that we were working with adapted very easily with AI, and it gave investors something to look at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, you're definitely up to a lot of really interesting things, and I love that. And I feel like everyone listening is definitely going to want to Google you, follow you on social, all that kind of good stuff. So tell us, how could we keep up with you?
Well, you can keep up with me on Instagram, Franco Galvan Film. And that's a cool way. Also, I'm on LinkedIn a lot, and LinkedIn I feel is a really great resource because there's so much business going on there. So I feel that's a great place to stand out. But yeah, and you can also go to my Vimeo, vimeo.com/Franco Galvan. So yeah, those are probably like the socials that I'm on mostly. Yeah, and just hopefully, I have a few things coming out this year and towards the next year. And my big project is my feature film coming next year, and I'm writing that right now, and I'm getting everything together.
Oh, wow. Amazing. Wonderful.
Yeah, and and I'm figuring out new ways to market. So I'm going to throw these events here in Hollywood and try to invite people from all around the industry and people in general that are interested in going, and try to combine live event marketing with filmmaking more and more.
Okay, wonderful. Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to share before we wrap up?
No, I mean, I think thank you so much for your time and giving me the chance to talk. And I think I think it was a great interview.
Wonderful. Yeah, of course. So all of Franco's info will be in the description bar below, his site, socials, all that kind of good information. So be sure to keep up with him so you don't miss out on all of his upcoming exciting projects.
Thank you. Thank you so much. No, I appreciate everything. And it was a great time.
Yeah, my pleasure. Alrighty, everyone. Thank you for listening. And until next time, I'll see you all later. All right. Bye, everybody.